Welcome back to Vor's Physical Media Rant. I'm Vanessa and he's Charles. Don't forget to like our video. It lets us know that you actually like the content that we are putting out. It also helps YouTube algorithm get more of our videos out there for people like you and like us. Don't forget to comment down below if you remember this movie and if you thought it was funny. And keep subscribing.
Welcome. We were sent over a copy of this movie for review.
Mm-hmm.
It's an older movie,
Mm-hmm.
but it's starring Eddie Murphy when he was funnier.
Yes.
Back in the day, funny.
Yes.
Not so much anymore, unfortunately. I heard good things about the Beverly Hills Cop movie, though.
I know, I want to see that.
But as far as his newer movies before that one, not so much.
Okay.
But these are movies from back in the day. I mean, it's not as good. I have to say my most favorite movie of him is Another 48 Hours. Him and Nick Nolte had that
Buddy cop
thing, and they just really went with it.
Yeah, like one went after the other, and the back and forth, the banter was like perfect.
But this is coming from Shout Select. This is number 93 in the line.
Yes.
This is the Nutty Professor collection.
Yes. So there's two Nutty Professor movies, if you did not know. Okay. The first one has Jada Pinkett Smith, and the second one has Janet Jackson in it. Give you looks like first.
I have Discord.
Yes. Okay. So, Nutty Professor is a hilarious comedy. They both really are. So he normally looks like this. Okay, so works out of college and tries to make this serum to help people lose weight. That's what it's really about. And well, he breaks through and he tests on hamsters because he's got one little hamster who's like this little big chubby thing.
He was funny too.
It's just like this because it's so big he can't do anything else. But they like put it with the food and it helps it lose weight. Well, Jada Pinkett Smith comes along and he's this big dude who likes to eat, which there's nothing wrong with that. So we're not trying to offend anybody. And he wants to take this serum and you see what happens, and he does, and he becomes normal skinny weeny little Eddie Murphy, and he becomes Buddy Love, and he is a dick.
Yes.
He is a total dick, I guess, because Sherman, that's his name.
Sherman, yeah.
Sherman is like the nice...
Sherman Clump.
Yes, the nice, sweet, innocent, type person. And then Buddy Love comes out and he's like a total dickhead and very cocky, very sure of himself. Like he's the best thing that's walked on the earth or whatever. Well, then you have him coming to Sherman Goes Home. They have their family dinner and you got all the clumps, okay? And I'm telling you right now, if the clumps were not in it, this probably movie would have like bombed horribly because the clumps were the funniest parts in the whole movie.
You have Dave Chappelle also in the comedy club. In the comedy club
where he's, you go through, the comedy clubs where you go through and they pick somebody, they make fun of them or whatever, and then he continues to. Well, obviously he gets to poor Sherman here, and poor Sherman we had on a date with Jada Pinkett Smith, and it doesn't go very well. Well, then, obviously with Buddy Love, they go back, and he's there, and Buddy Love gives it right back to him, and does it worse, which is what he deserved. Dave Chappelle really did deserve it, how he treated poor innocent little Sherman. But I mean, it was such a great movie.
I thought Buddy Love was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
But I guess they portrayed him like that. But
because it's like the polar opposite.
Sherman I liked. Buddy just got on my nerves. Like Eddie Murphy was just going way over what he was, I think.
But I think that's what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, I know, but it just got annoying with him.
Yeah.
But the clumps, they were funny. Yeah. They were funny. Hercules.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And then the second one
was more about the clumps,
which was great because I think because like I said before in other reviews, I go on IMDb and I read the little trivia here and there, and they originally weren't going to put the clumps in the first one, and they had put it in there with the clumps and put it without the clumps, and the ones who watched it without the clumps hated the movie. It did not do well. Test audience hated it, so they added the clumps, the family in it, and then they're like, okay, well, if we're making another one, we have to add the clumps in it. And the clumps were more prominent in the second one, which was great. They were so funny.
Especially the grandma.
Yes, grandma.
The nasty.
You know, trying to give a Buddy Love a show. Yeah. Okay, so Eddie Murphy pretty much plays almost a good portion of
the clumps.
Well, yeah, the clumps. The diet guy that he watches that looks like Richard Simmons, that wasn't Richard Simmons, and he actually plays him too. I didn't know that until I read that trivia. But the second one, it's about with Janet Jackson and him, and they create where you can take parts of your DNA out of your body, you know, and well, he does that. Sherman does that because Buddy Love is still there, you know, because he's part of him, and Sherman didn't want to because he was getting married, and he just didn't want Buddy Love there anymore, and well, he took it out. Well, taking Buddy Love out made Sherman stupid. He was literally losing his IQ, and he was becoming like
a complete dumbass.
Yes. Like, who couldn't even like count to 3. Like, it dropped that much, and so he ended up having to get Buddy Love somehow back into his body. But I mean, these movies were great. They're hilarious. They're funny. I mean, besides Buddy Love's character, he was super annoying. I mean, but he Grandma had to deal with him. So in the second one, which was good.
That's good.
Yep.
I really enjoyed the second one. I thought the second one was better than the first one. You don't really say that too much about movies. But the family was more in it.
Yeah.
Especially when they went to the restaurant.
Yeah.
That was really good. Then you had the older guy that was dating Grandma. They said they had to get a little freaky before they come in, remember?
Which was funny because they're having sex more than Sherman's dad.
Yeah.
Was having sex with his wife, and she was trying so hard, but I guess because his dad was older and his mojo wasn't there anymore. It's not that he didn't.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But yeah, it was definitely. The dad ended up taking some of the serum to get back to his heydays where he could get in there and get it on with multiple women. You know how that goes.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Yes. And he comes in bed with his wife, and he tells her not to open her eyes. She does anyways, and scared the crap out of her. She's like, get the hell out of here.
Funny moments in it, but
yeah.
Both movies were on the first disc. Now, with that being said, was the compression bad? I didn't think so.
I didn't notice it.
I didn't really notice it too much. But now the second disc had unrated, uncensored director's cut of the clumps. So you got more clumpness, more
funniness,
more raunchiness,
yes.
More of the stuff like that, and more sexy things with Grandma.
Yeah, you never know what's going to come out of Grandma's mouth.
But that's all in the second disc with the special features. You had a new interview with Nutty Professor 2, the Clumps director Peter Segal. Commentary by Peter, also conversation with Peter, and production Brian Grazer. Deleted scenes. You have a making of Nutty Professor 2 featurette, original Sherman Clump makeup test, and a bunch more. Yeah, DTS HD Master Audio on both, 5.1 on both, and the original stereo on both. Would I recommend this? I would recommend it for the second one. There's the clumps were in it more. They to me made it more entertaining.
Yeah.
Once they brought them in, and that movie was pretty much focused on them, especially in the deleted scene. They had a longer scene where they're in the extended scene where they're in the restaurant.
Mhm.
Should have been kept in.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A lot more funnier moments to it.
Mhm.
But when they were in it, you were laughing your ass off, especially if the nasty ass grandma.
The grandma and then the
Yeah,
dad and
yeah.
then.
But they made it even funnier. The first one wasn't bad,
Mm.
but it could have had more of the clumps in it.
Yeah.
And so we got more of the clumps in the second one.
Which was really nice.
But would I recommend this? I definitely would, because
Mhm.
it was entertaining. Still holds up.
Definitely from the back in the day when these came out. Like I remember when these came out, I watched them, and then coming, years later, and with Shout sending us this, and we're rewatching it. Like I mean, like you said, there's a bunch of parts where you were just laughing your ass off,
Yeah.
especially with the clumps, and and then you have Sherman hitting Buddy Love, but it's the same person, so they're like it's I mean it just really made you laugh.
Yeah, I mean, picture was pretty good for a movie being only in 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
So
It looked really good.
I thought it looked pretty good. I mean,
Shout did a good job with it.
Yeah, you got them both in a collection, so you didn't have to buy them separate. I kind of hope we get a 4K of this at some point. I mean,
Yeah.
that would be cool, especially put the uncensored of the clumps in 4K.
Yeah.
I would recommend going that route because that one's a lot funnier than the theatrical one, obviously. But I would recommend picking this up.
Mm-hmm.
It is very funny. I mean, picture-wise, I mean, it's in 1080p, so
You can only go so far with it.
so I mean, it didn't have like any type scan or anything on it that I could see. No. But I would, as far as movies wise, I'd probably say a 4 out of 5 just because of the second one alone.
Mm-hmm.
Picture wise, I'd probably go a 3 out of 5. I mean, wasn't no extra like 2K, 4K, anything
Right.
like that. But I would probably up it to a 3.5 probably. I mean, for a 1080p, you get upscale as long as you got the TV and the capability to do it.
Right.
It looks
and ours
really good.
does.
Sound wise, you did not need Dolby Atmos.
Mm-mm.
4 out of 5. Special features a 5 out of 5 because you got a bunch of stuff on it.
You really did.
So they really packed it with that. But I would recommend picking this up. Hopefully they do a 4K of this. But
Mm-hmm.
if you want to catch it on a sale, then by all means, this is an older movie. So
It's definitely worth it. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth it to watch something that was back in the day
Yeah.
that wasn't too far back in the day, but still it was very comedic. When we had more actual comedies come out.
Shout Select did a wonderful job.
They really
we always
did.
appreciate all the movies that they keep pumping out.
Yeah, and again, thank you, Shout, for sending this over to us to do a review. We didn't say that in the beginning like we normally do, but we do appreciate everything that you do send us, and we do love watching your guys' movies.
Yes. That is it.
Mhm.
That is our recommendation and our review on the Nutty Professor Blu-ray collection. See you on the next one.
Bye.